Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by a contribution from Amanda, aka Snowflake, and here's her story. 1/19/20. I wasn't planning on writing anything for a while, but wow, I absolutely have to share what happened tonight. To say it has been a day would be an understatement. Originally, I was scheduled to close tonight, Sunday, but after only like 2 days' notice, one of my coworkers asked me to switch with them, so I would be coming in at 9 a.m. instead of closing. I saw that my friend would be working that day. She's the one who floats between stores, and we basically kick ass and get a ridiculous amount of work done whenever we work together. So after seeing that if I switch shifts, then I would be working with my friend, I told my coworker that I was fine with switching shifts. My friend and I hung out after a super productive shift, and later we decided to go to a 24-hour restaurant to grab some food and talk some more. We started to finish up and we were considering leaving, but then I couldn't help but hear something that was said at a table just across from us. There sat a girl with hair that had been buzzed at some point fairly recently. Her hair was growing in unevenly and it looked like she had just chopped it off. The part of the conversation I heard was her telling her friend he held my face down under the water and was trying to drown me. I was immediately triggered by this due to the fact that my sister had done that to me as a child. On top of that fact, one of the comments that was left in my most recent story has been repeating in my head all day. The comment mentioned someone trying to drown them. I couldn't help but to listen to this girl's conversation a little bit longer. I recognized everything she was talking about and saw the depression in her as she was speaking. I had the strongest feeling that I had to talk to her. I awkwardly approached her and apologized for listening to her conversation. I told her I couldn't help but to relate to her and the boyfriend she was speaking about. It sounded almost exactly like Twinkie. I told her that her boyfriend sounds like my ex-DL borderline ex, and I explained to her what that means. Her mouth dropped and she shouted, "Yes, yes, I think he's gay. How do you know this stuff?" I explained to her my situation and how I came across your YouTube channel, and specifically which video I first came across. I told her how I truly felt like my ex wanted me to commit suicide, and I was so confused by that thought I had begun researching that. I wasn't alone after all. She burst into tears and jumped up to hug me. She explained to me how she's been struggling with those same thoughts and was actually planning on going through with it after she got home. She was going to kill herself. I sat down beside her and we spoke for hours. I gave her all the knowledge I've gained from this channel and told her she has to stay away from him. Do not respond to any of his attempts to contact, no matter what. Change your phone number and don't give it out to anyone who knows him, regardless of who they are. She told me about how she felt so emotionally trapped, like nothing she said or felt is ever valid. Everything is always her fault, no matter what. She then expressed again how her strong desire to end her life had become how she has felt like giving up is the only thing to stop it. I told her, but that's what he wants. He has done nothing to deserve to win. If you kill yourself, you're giving him an easy win. And how long can he get supply off your death? A few years for sure. And think about it. He could use it for the rest of his life to get sympathy. Don't give him your life to give him the rest of his life. You can't allow him to win. That's a very good point. You kill yourself, they will use your death for the remainder of their life to benefit them, to abuse other people. I heard another table playing a song by Triple Extension, Arms Around You, and I froze. I still had a video that I recorded of that rapper saying something really inspirational on one of his last live streams before he was murdered. It was like, yeah, his buddy just got arrested for murder now, too. Tank something. Tank Triple X just got arrested for murder down here. Not of him, though. It was like a puzzle piece that fit exactly into what we were talking about. I almost deleted it that day. I almost deleted it the day before yesterday, but I decided not to for some reason. I'm so glad I didn't delete it because I felt like she had to hear it. So I put it right here for you guys as well. It starts immediately, so heads up.
Pay attention to what you're doing in your life, because your life is right in front of you. Everything you need is right in front of you. Even if you broke, dead broke, it's because you're supposed to be like that. And everything, the people who struggle the most or get it the hardest will succeed in the end. I promise you. You will not have the hardest life forever. Everything will come to you. What you deserve will come to you. And if I end up getting shot and killed for what the fuck I'm doing, or if I end up getting my ass beat at some point in time, or nigga, if shit get hard on me, it's because I deserve it. That's point blank, period. Everybody will get a death. Everybody will get a death that is deserving. Everybody will get a life that is deserving. Everybody, you will get what the fuck you deserve. Karma. Point blank, period.
I'll say this, Amanda. The fact that he thought he was good, there was a good chance of him getting shot, and he didn't do anything. He just maintained that same life. That's just stupidity. That's just stupidity. That's him accepting his death before it even happens. That's not really inspirational. I mean, that's just stupid. Like, stop hanging out with a bunch of wannabe gangster thugs. Like, if I get shot for what I'm doing. Like, what is he doing? He got shot pulling out of a Lamborghini dealership. I mean, really? Like, really? I understand because you're doing a very nice thing, okay? But that kid's kind of... I feel bad that he's dead. But he could have avoided his own death. I mean, that's really the point of that video is he knew there was a possibility he could get shot and he's out there just buying Lamborghini. Like, come on. Same thing with her. She knows there's a possibility she could get killed by this dude. So you don't live your life, just accept, you change it. Okay, share your story with someone. Yeah, always, that's what this channel is about, is sharing. I keep thinking about if I hadn't spoken to this girl, she would have killed herself. It's painful to think about because you can imagine how many moments like this we might have missed. It helps me to see how important it really is for us to share our stories, no matter how small it might seem. Don't be afraid to say something when you see someone going through something similar. Update on my own situation. 12220. This just happened. I wanted to share it, but I wanted to do it vocally. That's something that scares me. I want to get over that fear. Hopefully everyone can understand me. All right, so I guess this is you talking.
So, this is completely unrelated, but I'm like actually really, really proud of myself for this. I was at work yesterday, and while I was like trying to, do money stuff, my coworker went on the intercom and basically said that I had to call on line 1. So I had to be broken away from the important duty that I was doing, which, it's kind of annoying as it is. And so I pick up line 1, and I answer it, and then all of a sudden, I just hear, "Hi, Amanda." And I fucking lose it. Oh my god, I got so pissed. Because I realized, oh my god, this is Sauron. Sauron just called me on the store phone number.
They always do.
And so
They will always come find you at work. Always, always, always.
immediately just snapped at her. I was like, oh my God, do not call me on this number. What is wrong with you? Goodbye. And then I hung up on her. I was so mad, and I'm so done with all her BS. And the fact that, like, I've been going on contact, or no contact, and, you know, she feels like that's the way to contact me. Hell no. Hell no.
They always come looking for you at work.
I would be, like, super proud of that.
Yeah, that's a good move. They always come looking for you at work. Always. That's why you gotta prepare your job. You know, like, listen, I'm not talking to this person. This person's a problem. 1:24:20, when I got to work, my manager wanted to talk to me in the office. She already mentioned to everyone that since the store hours have changed, there will be 27 hours cut from the schedule. So that was already known. But then in the office, she tells me that due to my performance not improving, she's going to have to cut my hours. She said that the week of the 2nd, I will have 3 shifts. And then the week after that, I will have nothing. Yeah, just quit. You got to find another job, Amanda. Like, look, it's a shitty retail job. This is what happens in these shitty retail jobs. Don't get mired in the swamp of retail. Don't. I'm being forced to work at another store once that happens. If you recall, I reported my coworker on the 24th of December. How convenient. I was told all this on the 24th of January. That's what happens. I mean, look, that's because they don't want to deal with it. They really don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with it. This is the problem with retail. Okay? The abusers get away with everything. The abusers always get away with everything. I looked at the schedule, and sure enough, my name doesn't even exist on it anymore. This isn't the first time they've done this to someone, though. The last girl to have issues with the same coworker was pushed out the exact same way. She works at the location I'm being sent to. What they're doing is illegal. It's retaliation. I want so badly to confront my boss knowing the truth of what they're doing. You don't. It's going to get you. And I hate to say this because I am such a fighter. And I hate these fucking retail bully bullshit. But it's going to get you nowhere. It will get you nowhere. It's going to get you nowhere. And I'm telling you this, comes from experience. I'm sick of being taken advantage of all the time. That's working in retail. Working in retail is being taken advantage of. I'll give the other location a chance, but I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed with this company. This is disgusting. And yes, I know you called it a month ago. I should have transferred then or looked for a different job. And I'm not rubbing your face in it. Like, look, you want justice because you think what's right is right. But this is retail. This is retail. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about here. It really sucks going from being super proud of myself for how I handled Sauron to suddenly having this happen. My depression is flooded back, and I also have a lot of bitter feelings, along with the feeling of a bit defeated and hurt. I don't know how much longer I can handle retail. It seems like only narcs work in retail now, and anyone who isn't a narc gets bullied out of their job. Yeah, that's how retail is, man. It's just how it is. It's why I had to go. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take the bullshit. I couldn't take the narcs. I couldn't take the lying. I couldn't take it. I don't even know how to process what happened last night. I feel like I'm strapped to a roller coaster by a psych vest while distorted funhouse music plays in the background. What the actual fuck? So last night I closed with Captain Ho, and right before it was time to lock up the store, he wanted to talk about something. I thought to myself, oh God, I probably should have grabbed an umbrella for this histrionic downpour that's about to happen. But that's not what happened. He started it by saying, I'm sorry. and explaining how he was upset that the coworker who just turned 18, who was 17 while pursued by him, was the reason behind his behavior. He said he was so hurt by being discarded by her that he felt like he wanted to be with someone in order to be okay, and that's why when I started working there. He told me he feels like everything that happened recently at work is his fault. Can't imagine why he would ever think that. Yeah, and he's actually, what he's doing there, he's still trying to bang you. That's what he's doing there. Because he sees you in a weakened state. Remember, Captain Save-A-Ho swoops in at your lowest point. That's how Captain Save-A-Ho works. That's how Captain Save-A-Ho works, Amanda. He also mentioned the fact that my name wasn't on the schedule. He said our boss's answer to him, apparently, he asked about it, was the fact that corporate was coming and she needed to make a schedule like right then. Since I hadn't given her an answer about the other store immediately, she had to post the schedule without me listing on it. Supposedly I'm being put back on the schedule soon. It makes me wonder if the guilt made him say something to her. I really don't know. I take all of them with a grain of salt at this point. 2820. I mentioned this isn't the first time someone has been pushed out of this store for speaking against Captain Save-A-Ho. The first person to do it was Kaylee. I worked with her on Tuesday. When I got to work, I found out that after I left Tuesday, she walked out on her shift and committed suicide. So now I'll be covering her shifts. I feel sick about it. She seemed happy that day. Another audio file.
So I feel like it'll be better just to do this all in one go because it's kind of a lot to write down and I just would rather not. But yesterday was the 9th, and I was told by one of the managers who worked at the store that Kaylee worked at, which is also the store that I've kind of been, in a way, transferred to, but unofficially, because I'm taking all of Kaylee's shifts now. It's just really awkward for me. But anyways, so this manager told me that the story supposedly is that Kaylee shot herself in the bathtub. No one knows for sure if that's true or not. But I mean, either way, regardless of the method that she used, she still ended her life and it's still awful. And I kind of am really confused with the whole situation because I also found out that Kaylee wasn't born Kaylee, she was born Austin. So she was born a man and transitioned into being a female. And her parents are Mormon, and so they're having the funeral at a Mormon church, which luckily is really close by. So it should be fairly easy to go to it and, you know, give like final support. The only thing about that is when they announced it on Facebook, which it was actually really hard for me to find because, you know, I was unaware of all the background.
You didn't know he was, Kaylee was a man or transitioning? Look, I hear stuff like that. It's very sad because it's very sad.
With this whole story. But I finally found her family and I saw their post and they said, our son took his life. And they posted a picture of Kaylee when she was still a man. And that's when it kind of hit me like, oh my gosh, they're probably going to cut her hair and dress her up like a man. And I was talking to my floater friend, the one who floats between locations, Tanya, and she even said the same thing. So we're planning on just going in, expecting that, so that it kind of, it is a little easier. But it's, I don't even know what to think about that whole part. Like, I understand. It's probably really hard for them, to have gone through their child, deciding that they weren't male and that they're actually female. Especially, some people with religious backgrounds, they tend to have a much more difficult time with that kind of thing. And so I do understand, but it's still going to be very weird because I knew Kaylee as Kaylee. I never knew Kaylee as Austin. So, I don't know. But we're gonna go and we're gonna get through it. It's a very strange workplace, I would say. It's very, there's a lot going on all the time. And I don't know. I've never been through this before. But I can do it.
Look, I'm not a big fan of transition. Like, if you're an adult, you do whatever you want to do. Okay? To me, the transitioning thing is, I feel bad for these people because I really think they have some kind of dysmorphia issue. Anything else you'd want to cut off, you'd have a dysmorphia issue, but not your gender. Now, it's a good question. Like, what do the parents do? How do they bury their child? Because it is still their child, who I guess they're not accepting as a female. Mormons are a different breed themselves. I mean, they're cult like themselves. The fact that he didn't tell you or he didn't know, look, that's the problem. I mean, there's a lot of dishonesty with it. Some people know, some don't. Like, I'm surprised you had no idea that he was what? Look, I'm sorry. Like, I know it's your friend, so I'm sorry. And anybody who takes their life like that is really, really sad. And that's the real shame of it. Kaylee's parents finally posted an obituary, and of course they made it as Austin, not Kaylee. I don't know if it's going to be an open casket or not. I don't know what I'm walking into. I don't know what to do. Usually gunshot wounds aren't an open casket. I really didn't know what to do yesterday in regards to the funeral. Every minute leading up to that morning made me more and more anxious and scared. I made myself calm down and think about what I should do. I considered all the progress I've made mentally and emotionally and considered what the funeral would do to that progress. And then I thought about, would Ollie tell me not to go? Realizing that I've come too far to put myself at risk mentally helped me make up my mind, along with knowing a lot of people wouldn't want me to go for the sake of my sanity. So I stayed home and I don't go. Honestly, I felt relieved that I didn't go, and I'm really proud of myself for being able to empathize with myself. I don't know why I can't get that word out right now. Empathize with myself. I've been working on it since you mentioned I sympathize with dogs instead of myself. I've also been working on managing my external emotions better so I don't come across as angry or weak. And I also will say this to you, Amanda. You keep being drawn to people. I understand this was a work relationship, but you keep being drawn to people who have issues with their identities and their sexuality. So yeah, I probably would have told you to avoid it, to avoid the funeral. Because I don't think, I mean, I think it could have sent you into a spiral, and it's somewhere you didn't really need to be. Okay? You got to see, like, you keep having, like, the same types of people. And I'm not saying Kaylee was a bad person at all. But people who are having identity issues. And that's because of your own identity issues, obviously. Not sexual identity, just identity as identifying as a human. Okay, and you're in one of your low points at this point. And this is when you're most susceptible and you're most vulnerable. This is when you're most vulnerable to Captain Save-A-Ho. This is when you're most vulnerable to any other narcissist or falling into a trap, whether it be Sauron or anything else, or your job. One bit of advice about your job: yeah, get out of retail. Just get out of retail. It's a bottomless pit. But if you need a job and I'm telling you, what Charlene has discovered with being a server and working at, it's a different ball game. Okay? Because you're working for yourself in a restaurant. You know, you're almost an independent. Where she works, she's like an independent contractor almost. You know, you could be friendly, you meet different people. Okay? It ain't about this cattiness with the girl she works with. I mean, a little bit. But everybody's there to make money. If people aren't working, the place ain't busy, nobody's making money. Okay? Look into that, you know. Look into that for a while. You might be able to do well for yourself. And understand, when you're at Captain Save-A-Ho swoops in at your low point. Don't let it happen. So, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for another contribution and story, Amanda. I really appreciate it. Sorry for the delay. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to have a private video made, or you'd just like to make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. And Google and YouTube would like to make that happen sooner than later. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, please follow me on the library app as well. Links are in the description box. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.